The day is not far when we will have more number of YouTube gurus than the investors themselves. So please be careful about these advices. Any stock market loss you suffer, it is your money. Okay, so please be careful while you are investing, and if you are a retail investor, please make sure that you don't follow these advices. Okay, this is your hard-earned money. Use it wisely. Have you ever wondered why Rakesh Jhunjhunwala is not a YouTuber? What if he would have been? Can he come up with everyday analysis on huge number of stocks in every sector, every company? It is very difficult for anybody to talk about every stock. So one person can only talk about few stocks which are close to them. I, for one, am betting on some of these stocks. Therefore, I have decided to share this with you. If you get benefited, that is your luck, and if you lose because of me, please don't blame. Please do your own analysis and see how good you can do. Don't rely on borrowed advice. Having said that, I am going to talk about my next investment, which is going to be YesBank, and why I have observed YesBank for about 2 years now, and in last 1 year, since the bank has gone towards the reconstruction under the supervision of RBI, I have been observing it very carefully, and now I think it is very stable now. I hope there are no bad news elements, and the bank might take some time to stabilize at these levels, and then it can take an upward trajectory. So there is a risk element. Keeping that risk element in the mind, I have decided to invest. In fact, I have already invested on, let's say, 2 days ago, which is 25th of April. On 25th of April, I have already invested some amount of money, and I am going to invest some more amount of money or some more money every now and then for next 2-3 years. And I will also share when I will stop and when I will exit from the YesBank story, and what makes me so confident of YesBank recovery in future. So here we begin. So as I said, there are few criteria I have already decided, and some of them I am going to share with you. One criteria is the new management backed by marquee investors, big banks. They are pouring in hard-earned money, public money. One of them is State Bank, ICICI, SDFC, Axis Bank. So private bank along with public sector banks, both are pumping in money backed by government of India. So there is no reason why the bank will not stabilize. This bank cannot fail and will never fail. Government of India will not let it fail. This is my one presumption. I might be wrong in my presumption, but we will see that in future. The next point is, if you look at 2020 and now if we are in April 2021, there is a fair bit of improvement in the business sentiment, in the overall economy, as well as in the banking side. We have seen some great results from ICICI, SDFC, as well as Axis Bank today. That makes me believe there are good days for YesBank also. Okay, so there are improved business prospects, and YesBank is going to play a very important role in this journey from their part. And the third component is innovation. And for innovation, if you want to see, about I think 800 billion transactions take place in YesBank UPI platform, through UPI platform, and this is about roughly about 43%. So From innovation perspective, YesBank has about 43% market share within UPI space. Have you seen any other bank with such strong digital footprints? The second part is they have collaborated recently with Salesforce for their credit underwritings going forward. What that actually means is whenever you go to you are going to apply for a fresh loan for anything in the Yes Bank, the typical delay they had was about 10 days, 7 8 10 12 days to process these all things through various stages, collecting your income tax document, processing that, your credit score, your credit history and defaults. So it used to take about, I think, 8 to 10 days, and that also had some cost in it. With Salesforce involvement or introduction of Salesforce in their credit underwriting, digital credit underwriting, this process becomes very smooth, and within few minutes they can offer the new loans to the customers. Okay, that means the credit cost comes down. Okay, and their customer journey becomes much more better. This makes them this places them at a fairly good place in terms of banking for end customer. And another point is transparency. With new bank governed or supervised by new management, supervised by RBI directly, and backed by these big banks, I'm pretty sure that we have much more transparency now. There is nothing hidden in the books, and if it is, it has already come out. That means the worst has gone past. Probably the things has not gone too well so far, but they should be. Okay, and last but not least, from the management and administration perspective, is their strategy towards new loan. Okay, they had fair bit of I would say loan towards the corporate segment, and now they have shifted their strategy towards retail and MSMEs. Retail and MSMEs are the creamy layer for any bank. YesBank has decided to lend more to retail customer and MSMEs, and that has resulted some great profit for them in the last quarter, that was Q3 FY20. If you saw Q3 FY20 results, you would have noticed that they had posted about 150 crore rupees profit. So these are few broader guidelines, okay, which make me bullish on this stock now, which makes me which gives me confidence to go ahead and invest on that. So other than these broader things in place, I am looking at improving matrices. Okay, how the matrices are improving. If I look at the deposits of the bank, because deposits are very important. If you don't know what deposits and how this banking system works, please go back and check my earlier YesBank video. I'm pretty sure you will be very benefited with the knowledge I have shared how banking system works. So in short, we depositors save our money in the bank, which the bank lends to the borrowers, and the interest bank charges from the borrower, and the interest bank pays to the depositors, and the gap between these two is the gain of any bank. If you have, let's say, a home loan which is running around 7%, and if you are a depositor, it is close to the interest rate is close to 3%. So this 4% from borrower, 7% from borrower to 3% to depositor, the 4% gap is the bank's gain. Similarly, for car loans it goes higher, and for personal loan it goes higher. Okay, this is how the banking system works. If we look at, so the higher the depositors are, there are higher chances for bank to lend that money and make more money out of that money. Okay, in March 2020, YesBank had about 1,05,000 crore rupees in deposits, and in August it had improved about 1.17 trillion rupees. By December 20, they improved to 1.46 trillion, and by March 21 now they have improved about 1.62 trillion rupees, which is about 1,62,000 crore rupees. Okay, this is on deposit side. On loans and advances side, if we look at the December data, I did not go too back in the past, too much in the past. So December 20 data suggests that they had lended, they have given loan of 1,69,000 crore rupees approximately, and now by March, in last 3 months, this number has gone up. It is about 1,72,000 crore rupees. They have already done the lending, and some of that is going towards the retail and MSME. So when you lend this money to retail and MSME, you start getting the interest right from that moment. So hopefully they will show some improvement in this quarter results, which are going to be posted on 30th of April. And on the CASA side, and CASA is current account to saving account ratio, which means the number of current account holders, if they are higher compared to your depositors, or if they are growing, the cost of funding goes down, because the banks don't pay any interest to the current account holders. So in March 20, their total CASA ratio or CASA cost was about CASA, in fact I would say CASA funds, they have about 28,000 crore rupees CASA ratio, and now in March 21 they have about 42,000 crore rupees in their CASA accounts. So fair bit of improvement there. Okay, these all things are giving me confidence to go ahead and bet on that, with the new management, new CEO pushing things around. And if we look at on the NPA side, because the story turns a huge ugly turn towards when we look at the NPA segment. For their existing NPAs, they have already provisioned fairly well now, and out of that they are expecting, I looked at the interview from Mr. Prasant Kumar which he gave in January. He has provisioned for about 75%. Out of that they are expecting about 50% return. So they have already provisioned higher compared to what they are seeing the returns from their NPA account, which they have categorized. So hopefully these all things contribute in their positive trend. And on top of that, they have also provisioned for 2,000 crore additional 2,000 crore in their fresh NPAs, which can come from this pandemic related loan defaults. So they are fairly sure this should be enough for the time being. And as I said earlier, they used to lend to these big corporate houses, whether it is Anil Ambani Dhirubhai Group, whether it is media mogul Subhash Chandra, or coffee chain had Mr. Siddharth Rajan or something like that, and DHFL. Okay, these were the some of the entities which they lended, and they got really punished by the market and by the regulators because of these. So if there is no fresh cronyism, no new case of cronyism run well by the administration, hopefully there is no reason. The share is quite cheap right now. Okay, so some of these elements I see they have some favorable time now. They have more depositors. As I said, they arrested the flight of the depositors. They gave the confidence to their depositors. Their disbursement towards retail and MSME is growing very strong, and their digital footprint is growing very strong, and they have 40% market share in the UPI segment. What else do you want from a bank other than these basics? If they keep on delivering let's say recently on these things and they don't have any fresh provisions which are coming from, let's say, fraud and something like that, there is no reason the bank will not grow. Okay, and as I said, this is a risky call, and this risk I am going to bet, I am going to invest. Please tell me, am I wrong somewhere? And how you what do you think of the YesBank story? I'm sure you would have terrible experience in the YesBank saga, but I am betting big now on YesBank. Hopefully in next few years I am going to put lot of money, at least for next 2 years I am going to put lot of money into the SIP mode. Please don't invest your money right up front, but keep that into distributed into this stock. I'm not telling that to you, it is to me, to make sure that I don't slip, because it is very easy to get carried away. For example, I invested 2 days ago on 25th. The stock market is 5% up, the YesBank stock is 5% up. Anybody would be, if the trader mindset is there, you would be tempted to sell this stock. So we have to control our habits. And at the same time now, while the picture is very rosy for me, I see things very differently going forward. For next 1 year, bank will stabilize, will grow little bit, and then probably we will have very good time for YesBank investors. So while these all things are fine, I plan to keep a very close watch on the YesBank story, because my own money is invested in this, and I am coming and sharing this with all of you. That means you all are going to watch and catch me off guard, red-handed, if my analysis is really very wrong. That's why I don't ask you to invest. I am investing on this stock myself for over next 2-3 years, and the sum amount I might invest could be really big. So let's see how much I invest. So having said that, let me also talk about some of the alarm bells or warning signs I would look at. As I said, fresh fraud disclosures, if they come at any time, I would be alarmed with that. Okay, and if there is a sharp decline in the key matrices, as I shared with you all, I would be really worried about my investment. And if depositors don't find the bank good enough, their trust is shaken because of fresh provisions, fresh NPAs, or fresh fraud cases, I would be alarmed. And if the stock market is really poor, let's say even after some time, and the stock goes way below 5 to 6 levels, I would definitely be concerned about these things, and I might trim my stake in the YesBank story even at a loss. Okay, because you don't get associated or linked with close, deeply emotionally connected with your stock. You have to take care of when things are not going in your in the right direction, probably exit it. So I would rather save my 50% money than losing 100% money. Okay, and as I said, my horizon is about 5 years. So hopefully I will see I am going to keep a track of these 5 years, and if things are not going well, I will trim. Before trimming, probably I could come back and announce that on the YouTube here. So you all are there, stay connected, watch me how my next bet is going. Likewise, I have some more bets in my mind. I might invest on those bets, but unless I'm pretty sure of their great future, I just don't want to invest on those stocks. Compared to a lot of people here who are sharing their knowledge, I'm not that wise. I would rather invest myself and make money and see if I make money, and because of my investment, if you all get benefited, it is all your luck, and if you lose, your bad luck. So please be careful. And I would also state the fact that I don't talk about every sector, every company. I would only talk about the company which I really know, which I am closely following, whose business model management I really understand. So if I don't understand the business model, it is probably useless to talk about all these stocks. So I might talk about very few limited stocks, but definitely from my own investment perspective. So hopefully you like this discussion, and tell me and keep me on the hooks, watch me, and just don't abuse me, but criticize me. That's okay all the time. Okay, so stay connected if you are not yet, and have a great time. Stay safe. Thank you.